October was filled with festivals, my birthday, family time, and somehow I still managed to fit in a reading time and read some amazing books. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And today I'm sharing October wrap up that was filled with amazing stories, amazing vibes, and also lots of firecracker smokes. So October in a life was really good. I spent way too much time on Instagram and reading. So making a video for a YouTube took a backseat in October, and I want to make that right in this month. Apart from reading and Instagram, I also spent doing things a bit differently. I tried a simple design for my journaling. I love the way my journal is looking right now, and here is the picture I tried to paint. It's very simple, very easy, but I liked how it turned out. Here it was. So I'm trying this new designs for journal pages, and hopefully I will stick to it. As for the reading, I started a month with a whole TBR set. I included horrors and cozy reads and some romance and also fantasy. But in the beginning, for first half of the month, I could follow through the TBR I have planned. But after that, it went out of window, and I go by my mood, go by the priority reads, and here is what I started my month with. Ship by Rachel Harrison. It was about 23-year-old Vesper who was raised in a Hell's Gate satanic community, and she was trying to run away from her past, vowing to never return back into the community. But when she gets invitation of a wedding between her cousin slash best friend and ex-boyfriend, she has to go back, and it spirals into very dark, atmospheric, and haunting paranormal cult horror. It was a little bit predictable. The first twist I saw it coming, but second twist was really surprising. I loved the theme and layer of dysfunctional family here, and also about blind faith, rebellion, and identity. It was a 4 star for me. Next, I read Plain Eyes by the same author. This follows story of Cleo, who is a social media influencer, have a very perfectly curated life. What she doesn't share with everyone is she was raised in a haunted house, and when she receives the news of her mother Alexandra's death, the crack of her picture perfect world begins to show. This too was dark and atmospheric and haunting, and also explores dysfunctional family. But I loved this one more than Black Sheep because the paranormal events were really, really good in this. And also, I loved the characters in this book. Uncharmed by Lucy Jane Wood. This was a second book on a Revenge, and it is totally different from the first book. And it also takes place few years back, I think a year or 2 year before the Revenge. This was love letter to autumn, filled with a warm, enchanted bakery, woodland cottage, witchy chaos, and cozy magic. It follows two characters, Annie, who is pink color obsessed. She has this very organized, perfect life that turns upside down when she was tasked to train a very young witch, Meath, who is chaotic and her exact polar opposite. Both witches, in spending time with each other, learning to control magic, learns different things. Meave finds her family and belonging she craved all her life, and Annie learns that happiness and magic isn't about perfection but in following your heart and being yourself. Overall, this was cozy, warm, a little with a little bit action and perfect witchy read that makes you want to curl up with a tea in a rainy autumn day. Next, I read If It Makes You Happy Okay, I'm not that good singer, but it really made me happy. This was cozy, heartwarming, 90s setting, picture perfect Vermont town. It had a cinnamon roll and Gilmore Girl vibe, and the romance between the neighbors, Cliff and Michelle. It was just so lovely. It was witty, funny, cozy, and full of heart, contemporary, and I really enjoyed it. This was 5 star, also the best book of the month. 12 Years by Chetan Bhagat, and it's been a long time I read a book by this author, and I really enjoyed it. It's a modern Indian romance between 33-year old divorcee, stand up comedian, and 21-year-old Payal, who is working in equity firm. The romance is messy, dramatic, and emotional. It's not exactly a flawless read, but let's just say it is very entertaining, filled with Bollywood style drama and emotions. Classic of the month: Sanditon, The Watson, and Lady Susan. Watson and Sanditon are unfinished tales. Lady Susan was epistolary style novella. Sanditon follows the seaside town which is swept up in a hype of health and progress. And I think The Watsons was about courtship and other social satire that is very common in Austen work. Both were unfinished tales, so there isn't much to say. We are barely introduced to the characters, but we can still see if Austen have finished both stories, where would it have gone? One can anticipate that. As for Lady Susan, I loved it. It was really amazing. The heroine is witty, sharp, unapologetically herself, and I loved the writing format as well, and the way the story progressed, and women's position in the world, and how woman was Lady Susan was trying to exert her power and keep it. That came out of as a cruel and manipulative, but the overall read was fun and dramatic. I really enjoyed it. Next three books I read with my kid. First was How to Be Happy with Who You Are. This was a charming, touching tale of a sea princess who thought her life was not as happening and exciting and purposeful like her friends. So she wishes from her seeking father to have their life, and she learns hard way, realizing the importance of being a sea princess and who she is, how to be happy with who she is. The book is about gratitude, self acceptance, and how to be happy with who you are. Message that resonates with the readers of all age. Tiger Slayer is an engaging, visually rich biography of Noor Jahan, one of the Mughal emperors in Mughal era. This perfectly blends history, storytelling that makes Noor Jahan's story come alive. This is aimed for kids age 10 or plus and still have enough depth that can keep the adult reader also hooked to the story. Whether you love Mughal history or just love the story about complex, powerful women of history, this book is for you. A Girl, a Tiger, and a Very Strange Story. This is insightful, heart-tugging tale about survival, belonging, and love. Told from perspective of a Pardi girl named Jungli, and also from a tiger cub whom she names Ronak. Tiger cubs POVs are uh, given in illustrations which were really amazing, and it tells the story itself while the Jungli's POV were in a normal text, and I love that format. First half of the book is about a bond between Jungli and Ronak and how it develops and grows in a way that is beyond the understanding of world that almost feels like a spiritual, And the second half of the book explores the life and struggle of a tribal community, how they live in today's time and how they are deprived of basic rights, and how difficult it is for them to live the life they have been living so far in this world. Book perfectly explores the theme of hunter versus hunted, nature versus civilization, and survival versus exploitation. Author doesn't shy away from showing the brutality of human nature, and it is very heart tugging and eye opening. It was a stunning, layered fiction that blends adventure, action, and activism about bond between human and animal and forgotten communities. And the book roars softly but lingers loudly in the mind even after the last pages of the book. So that's it. These are all the books I read in October. And let me know in the comments if you have read any of this, and what was your most favorite book in October 2025. See ya.